What's up, self-healers? Lisa Lightfeather here. Welcome to my channel, Closing the Gap, where we make a conscious effort to meet you where you're at on your healing and your spiritual journey. I hope that everyone is having a good week thus far. Thank you for being here. You're appreciated. Today, I wanted to speak on the topic of how the body holds on to trauma and the spaces that the body holds on to trauma and how that may affect a person. Yeah? So when I speak about this topic, I'm not really speaking about something that's hereditary within your family, that's a medical issue. Of course, I'm not a medical doctor. I practice spiritual things of the spirit, yeah? And how things of the spirit affect the actual 3D body. So if you have something going through your family where, breast cancer runs through the family, or heart attack runs through the family, or sickle cell anemia runs through the family, I'm not really speaking about that, okay? So I don't want anyone to get offended and say that, and misunderstand what I'm saying, yeah? Although those issues may be relevant to today's topic. It could very likely be relevant to today's topic because of generational trauma that's passed down from the great-great-great-grandfather to the great-grandfather to the grandfather and now to the father and then to the children. So it could very well be relevant, but that's not what I'm speaking on, okay? So I just want to be clear about that. So what does it look like when the body holds on to trauma? So the body stores trauma, right? Like a computer stores data. And so you can put something in the computer. I'm putting this in the computer today. And 50 years from now, if someone does a search, they can find this exact information. That's the same way that your body holds on to trauma. So the body, it lingers, trauma lingers within the nervous system for years and decades. If one does not do something to release that trauma, it lodges into the nervous system. Some of the things that someone might feel when they have trauma trapped in their body is they might have chronic pain, pain in the joints, pain in the shoulders and the neck, digestive issues, chest tightness, not being able to take a deep breath. It's like the diaphragm is stuck. You breathe real shallow. You can't take a deep breath. You can't sigh. And so the digestive issues are primarily the brain gut connection. So, like a lot of times, the way I can explain the brain gut connection is that a lot of times when someone has parasites, right? They have parasites, and a lot of people walk around with parasites in their stomach. They just don't know it, right? That's why it's good to do a parasite cleanse. Eating whole papaya seeds is good for this, yeah? Wormwood, what else is good for this? Black walnuts, the black walnut shells, black walnuts is good for clearing out parasites from the gut. But the gut-brain connection, when one has parasites, they have a lot of memory loss. People think they're having memory loss or because they're getting Alzheimer's or something like that. A lot of times it's parasites, yeah? Of course, it's connected to medical issues like hormonal imbalances and Alzheimer's and stuff like that. Of course it is, but I'm not speaking about that. And so they can get sick real easy. Their immune system is always low. This is another sign of trauma being stuck in the body. Tightness in the throat, in the chest, in the shoulders, the neck. It's the somatic memory. The trauma is stuck in the muscles. Yeah. So this is something like this can also happen, like if one has trauma and they relive the trauma unconsciously over and over again, which increases the issues that the body may hold, yeah? And so trauma is something like somebody, I don't know if you've ever heard of the term flashbacks. So if someone hurt you that had crystal blue eyes, every time you see somebody with crystal blue eyes, you can have a traumatic memory of what happened to you when you were 4 or 5 years old. Now you're 45 or 50 years old, but every time you see somebody with those crystal blue eyes, you're triggered. Or if the person who hurt you drove a blue truck, now every time you see a blue truck, you're unconsciously triggered. The key to handle that portion of it, having the flashbacks, is to try and remember when you have those flashbacks, stay in tune with your body and try and remember that this is not that this blue truck that I'm seeing right now, or this red truck that I'm seeing right now, has nothing to do with the red truck of the person that hurt me when I was 19 or 13 or 3. Right? And so you have those flashbacks. Another thing to do to ground you, right? Even if you don't feel like it, and I know 9 times out of 10, you're not going to feel like it. But one of the things to do when you have those flashbacks is to just simply say out loud, whether you feel it or not, whether it's true or not, whether you mean it or not, is I forgive. I'm healing and I forgive. And you do that until it's true, right? Now, the forgiveness has nothing to do with the person that drove the blue truck or the red truck or the person with the blue eyes. It has absolutely nothing to do with them, the person that caused the harm. It has everything to do with your healing, because today we're speaking about how the body holds on to trauma and how it can manifest into the physical body and make a person sick, physically sick. Yeah. We're also going to go over some pointers on how to begin releasing that trauma. Yeah. So, as you know, I work with the chakra system a lot. And so we're going to work with the chakra system today and going up from the root to the crown and giving you some symptoms of what may happen when trauma is trapped within these energy centers. So when trauma is trapped, you have the 7 energy centers: the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus is the stomach, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra, right? This primary energetic system that runs up and down the spine of every human being, it also branches off with something that's referred to as nadis. And so you can look at it like the chakra being the primary energy source, right? And then it has these wires branching off of it, and they're referred to as nadis. But these wires are connected to several minor chakras within the body, because we have several chakras. We have thousands of chakras. I'm just speaking about the 7 primary ones where the energy comes from, right? It branches off of the nadis and it connects to different organs, different parts of the body, right? So when trauma is trapped within that primary energy center, and that trauma goes through those nadis and branches off to different parts of the body, those different parts of the bodies can be affected in a negative manner, causing illness. A lot of illnesses can be healed by healing the trauma. It's true. Yeah. So if someone has been wounded, like in the survival area, they've been homeless, they've been without food, survival, they were in survival mode, they're in a house of domestic violence, they're in a house of child abuse, and they're constantly trying to survive. The root chakra, all that trauma is stored in the root chakra. Yeah. And so how does that trauma affect the rest of the body when it's stored there and it hasn't been cleared? It can affect the legs, causing issues with the legs and the hips, having pain in the hips, stiffness in the hips, the legs hurting, like you may have varicose veins, or you may have restless leg syndrome. You could have things going on with the bones throughout the body. The root chakra is connected to the bones. And so the knees, the ankles, the feet could have issues, falling arches and I don't know, some kind of fascia, some kind of warts that you get on the bottom of your feet. You could have arthritis in the hips, knees, and ankles and things of that sort, because the root chakra is connected to those areas of the body. The nadis go to those areas of the body. The root chakra is located in between the anus and the genital area. And so anything going on with the genitals can be disrupted. Yeah. the prostrate, having issues with the root chakra. Erectile dysfunction, having issues with the root chakra, chronic constipation, or chronic diarrhea. All these could be root chakra issues. There's that trauma that's trapped within the root chakra, and it's branching out into the body that affects the areas that I just spoke of. In the sacral chakra, it's located above between the pubic bone and the belly button, right where the bladder is located. And so the sacral chakra can very well affect the bladder. You have bladder incontinence, or you always get UTIs, or you're always getting BV, or you're always getting like chronic feminine issues. You may have chronic issues with your menstrual cycle, chronic cramps, other things that can happen with the sacral chakra. You might have reproductive issues going on with the uterus, such as fibroids, ovarian cysts, and things of that sort. You may also have stuff like issues with vaginal opening, like your body will not relax in order to have comfortable intercourse. This is a sign of trauma to the sacral chakra. What are some of the things that cause trauma to the sacral chakra? Things like sexual assault, molestation, someone shutting down your creativity, telling you that you're not good at whatever you do. You might sing and they might say, "Shut up, your voice is ugly." This causes trauma to the sacral chakra. But we're talking about heavy trauma like rape and molestation and things of that sort. It can shut down the sacral chakra. A lot of women who have had a lot of sacral chakra trauma, like I said, they can't release and open up during sexual intercourse, right? And also they end up having C-sections because the body will not open up for the baby to be delivered. This is a sign of sacral chakra trauma. Another thing with sacral chakra trauma can be low libido or erectile dysfunction. Again, because it's the lower chakras, and so the root and the sacral can have similar illnesses connected to it, right? And so this is a sign of the sacral chakra not being unhealed, having trauma trapped into it, and it branching out in the nadis and causing other issues with the body. So the solar plexus chakra is a big one. The solar plexus chakra is when trauma is trapped in the solar plexus chakra, because the solar plexus chakra. Now let me go back. The root chakra is your survival. The sacral chakra is your creativity. Creativity and sexual energy. So the root chakra is also how you make your money, how you survive, how you work. So people who've had traumatic root chakra trauma, they may suffer from they can't get motivated. Like they want to get motivated. They want to go to work. They want to make money, but they may have trouble with finances, managing their finances, or if the root chakra is out of balance in one direction or the other, they may be greedy, like everything they have to have too much. They might be misers, things of that sort. Root chakra issues. Sacral chakra issues is either no, you don't want anything, you don't have any libido, you can't open up, or if it's spinning the other way, because clockwise is the way that the chakras spin. I kind of skipped over that. The chakras, when healthy, they spin clockwise. And when it's at a nice pace, just like a clock. But if it's out of alignment, it spins counterclockwise. And if it spins really fast, it's too open. And then most times it's just blocked, it's sitting there. But the trauma is trapped in that area. And when the root chakra is too open, now you're just all work and no play. But when the root chakras is closed, you can be lazy. People call you lazy. You don't have any ambition. You don't do this. It's because the root chakra is blocked. So you have no desire to survive. The sacral chakra being too wide open, one may be very promiscuous. Oh, she fast. Oh, that little boy, he'll hit anything. The sacral chakra is out of balance. It's open. It's spinning too wide open. When it's blocked, there's no desire there, right? Okay, let's move on to the solar plexus chakra. Now, the solar plexus chakra is your control center. This is where you control, this is your confidence. This is where your power lies. Yeah. And so when the solar plexus chakra is blocked, one may be very insecure. They have no confidence in themselves. They may think they're ugly. They may think they're fat. They're always saying, you know, I'm too fat, or I'm too skinny, or nobody likes me, or I'm too ugly. I'm ugly and stuff like that. Now, we all have our days where we feel that way. I'm not saying that that indicates a solar plexus issue. I'm just saying the extremes. Yeah. And when it's out of balance the other way, one may be very controlling. They want to control everything. This happens to these people, these teenagers who are always fighting. They're always fighting. They become bullies because the solar plexus chakra is out of balance. And so they have this desire to control and dominate the next person. And so when the solar plexus chakra has trauma within it, one can suffer from anxiety. Yeah, it can manifest into ulcers. And because the nadis branch out into the primary organs, it branches out to the spleen, the liver, the gallbladder. So one may have issues like you have to have your gallbladder removed and stuff like that, or you might have liver issues or spleen issues. It's because the solar plexus is blocked off, the trauma is trapped there. And so it starts branching out into the primary organs, causing issues. One may have digestive issues. One may have Crohn's or ulcers, chronic constipation, or they may throw up easily. When we were children, my sister would throw up really easy. Like, she would just throw up all the time. We lived in such a stressed out state that her solar plexus chakra was just thrown off. Yeah. For me, it was anxiety. I was always scared and nervous, and everything scared me. And I was just a really, really timid and scared child because my solar plexus chakra had been thrown off. And for my little sister, it was power. She wanted to hurt others. She wanted to control others. And so she had this power thing going on where she would cause harm to another person or another thing. Solar plexus chakra trauma. And so these are some of the issues that can happen when the solar plexus holds trauma. When a child's power has been taken away, they have no say in anything. Whatever happens to them just happens to them. They're just there in the midst of the chaos. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to be protected. Trauma will reside in the solar plexus chakra. And so when that solar plexus chakra is blocked, right? Or one may not have boundaries. They don't have any confidence. They suffer from anxiety and depression a lot because it's the brain-stomach connection. They usually say you have two brains, one in your head and one in your stomach area, or one in your head, one in your heart area. But the brain-stomach connection is important to remember. You start having issues with your memory, you start having issues with your brain. Go to your stomach. What's going on in the stomach? What are you eating? How often are you cleansing out your stomach? Yeah? The solar plexus chakra. The next chakra is another big one. It's the heart chakra that resides in the center of the chest. Yeah. And when the heart chakra is blocked off because of unhealed trauma, things that can happen are, well, the worst case scenario is heart attack. But things can happen like the diaphragm not raising up. You're not able to. It was years of healing before I could take a deep breath. I always felt like something was standing on my chest. The first time I took a deep breath, I recognized it. I said, oh my God, I just took a deep breath. I recognized it. Yeah. And so when the heart chakra is filled with trauma, the diaphragm does not raise fully. One cannot take a deep breath. They always feel like they're holding their breath for the next bad thing to happen. And so it causes breathing issues. It can cause sleep apnea. You could be skinny as a rail. Most people who have sleep apnea, they are kind of like, a little thicker or whatever. But you can be as skinny as a rail and have sleep apnea because it has nothing to do with your weight. It has to do with the trauma and how you're not able to breathe properly. The heart is also connected to the lungs. The heart nadis branch out into the arms, the lungs. Yeah. And so you might have shoulder issues, or you might have arthritis in the shoulders or arthritis in the hands. Your hands may hurt, the joints, your elbows, your wrists. It's just pain. Yeah. And you'll get diagnosed with arthritis. Whole time it's trauma that's trapped in the joints. Crazy work. They give you creams and things of that sort for the pain, or they give you whatever the doctors give you for when it comes to stuff like that, right? Give you a sleep apnea machine. None of this stuff removes the trauma. It's like putting a Band-Aid over a wound that needs stitches. So the sleep apnea machine does not remove the trauma from the heart. Yeah. And so with the heart also, it's connected to the shoulders. So you might have shoulder issues, feeling like you have the world on your shoulders all the time. Everything feels heavy, like you can't get any relief. You can't get any relief in your shoulders. It's just tense. You're always needing massages and stuff like that. You may have irregular heartbeats. Palpitations, either really, really fast or it might slow down. You feel like, dang, is my heart still beating? These are trauma trapped in the heart chakra. In the throat chakra, it's located at the base of the neck. You may have thyroid issues. One may stutter. And what is the neck connected to? Ear, nose, throat. You may have sinus issues. Hearing issues. You have a high-pitched noise. Sometimes a high-pitched noise, the ring in your ears, is getting downloads from your guides. And after you get to a certain level on your spiritual journey, you can tell when it's a download. But some people have constant ringing in their ears to where they can't even sleep. That's a throat issue. Trauma is trapped in the throat, where one was not able to speak their truth. Like I said, they may stutter. They may have a sore throat. It may affect the jaw. They may have locked jaw or their teeth. They always got something wrong with their teeth. Yeah. They might have ear infections or sinus infections. Something's always going on with the upper respiratory. Throat chakra issues. Yeah. Third eye issues, moving up to the forehead. One may have trouble with memory. Remember, we spoke about memory. They may have migraines, eye issues, hearing, ear infections and sinus, because this is all connected, right? So they may have ear infections and sinus, yeah? Upper sinus infections and things of that sort. Their intuition may be very, it's not very keen. It's like they're always a victim because they don't have a good intuition. They don't know, they don't have their head on the swivel. They don't know what's going on. They can't read the room, basically. And then the crown chakra, which is on the top of the head, the crown chakra. One may have migraine headaches, yeah, cluster headaches. They may have forgetfulness. They have sporadic memory. They don't have short-term or they don't have long-term memory. One or the other is gone. They might have nightmares. Yeah. The third eye and the crown. They might have nightmares when they sleep, or they may not dream at all. Yeah. I'm inclined to believe that za, or what I think that's what they're calling it, but the marijuana has something to do with affecting the crown and the third eye. It's helping people wake up on one hand, but on the other hand, I think it's affecting the crown and the third eye in some way, because a lot of people who smoke weed say that that they don't dream. And when they finally stop smoking, all of a sudden their dreams are vivid. The third eye and the crown opens up and they're able to have these vivid dreams. Yeah. The crown chakra closed off, damage with the crown chakra. You may have an inability to believe. You don't have anything higher that you believe in, because at some point in your life, when you were going through the trauma, you fell to your knees and you said, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, which means, God, God, why have you forsaken me? Crown chakra blocked off, trauma. You don't believe there's a God. You don't believe there's a higher power. You don't believe anybody's coming to save you because, yeah, hasn't happened thus far. So you have that brain and stomach connection. Yeah. So when you remember something like remember we talked about flashbacks at the beginning, you may see that blue truck that the guy who raped you drove, something that looks like that. And you have a flashback, and in that flashback, you feel like you're in the midst of that grape. And the body does not know that it's a memory. So the body responds as if it's actually happening at that time. So every time you see a blue truck, it's like being graped over and over and over again, because the body responds as if it's happening. The body doesn't know real trauma versus triggered memories. It doesn't know the difference. It responds the same way. And over time, this takes a toll on the body. This is why it's important to heal yourself. Yeah. To not only focus on the physical. Yeah. Go to the doctor, get whatever they're saying. But yeah, that's just not my thing. But if it's your thing, go to the doctor. Yeah. But healing the energetic body is where you heal the spirit, and it's where you heal the trauma. Now I'm going to give you some ways to heal the trauma, yeah? And you might say, oh yeah, that's just a bunch of fluff, but I'm here to share with you that it's not. So I'm going to give you some simple ways, then I'll go a little deeper in some deeper ways for those that are ready for the deepness. Not everybody is ready for the deepness, yeah? And so color therapy. Each chakra correlates with the color. So whatever you're suffering with, some of the things that I just mentioned, right? You want to wear that color more. So if you have a problem with stuttering, you have a problem with speaking, you have a problem with public speaking, you have a problem with speaking your truth, setting boundaries, you want to wear blue, because blue correlates with the throat chakra. Right? So if you have a trouble with, let's start from the bottom. You have trouble with survival issues. You're always thinking there's not enough. You're in a scarcity mindset. Yeah. There's not enough. And so you're either all take, gimme. There's not enough. Or you're all give, here, take it. I don't deserve it. That's root chakra issues. You want to wear the color red, or you want to wear the color black. It grounds you in the root chakra and it assists in healing the root chakra. If you have trouble with your sexual energy, where you don't open up with your sexual energy enough, and you're not free enough in that area, and things of that sort, you want to wear the color orange. Yeah. When you see a woman wearing red, I guarantee you she's on her cycle. Because the cycle makes you a little vulnerable, you feel a little way. So she wears red to feel a little grounded in her body. When you see somebody wearing the color orange, their sexual energy is it's either popping, or they're trying to balance it out. And so they wear the color orange. Yeah. You see the people wearing the color yellow a lot. They're trying to be in control. They're either trying to control something, or they're feeling good. They're unconsciously trying to balance out the solar plexus chakra. I had a friend in high school that every time she wore the color yellow, she would get into a fight. And she had hands, honey. So when she got into a fight, it was a fight. But every time she wore the color yellow, she would get into a fight. She was trying to balance out her solar plexus chakra. It was out of balance, so she had to be in control. Yeah. And the way she controlled things was by beating someone up. We're still friends today. Every once in a while, we'll chat on the phone. We don't speak very often, but every couple of years, we'll chat on the phone. Too funny. And if you see somebody wearing a lot of green, right? These people are, heart issues. Yeah. It's a lot of empaths wear a lot of green, but then a lot of people who are earthy, they want to ground, they wear a lot of green. Yeah. But the green is the indication of wanting to heal the heart chakra. So if you feel like your heart is broken, wear more green. Yeah. You feel like your sexual energy is out of balance, wear more orange, or these colors that I'm sharing with you. If the throat chakra, you have a speech to go to, but you struggle with public speaking. And you stutter, or you can't get your words to flow out right. All right. You want to wear blue because blue correlates with the throat chakra. Yeah. And if you want to open your third eye, you want to wear more purple. Purple opens the intuition. Yeah. Opens the third eye. Helps you to see better. Right. And then if you wear white or lavender, it correlates with the crown chakra, opening up the crown chakra, connecting you to your higher self. Yeah, I love purple. I don't wear it very often, but I love it. And I also love green. And so there are crystals that correlate with these chakras as well. So I gave you the colors. I'm going to give you the crystals that correlate. I have a chakra bracelet here. I have 2 of them actually. Yeah. And I'm going to use this one as an example. And so when you're working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, perfect. When you're working with the root chakra, you might wear a red crystal. Yeah. A red crystal. Why does that not look right? This one looks better. You might wear a red crystal like red jasper. Yeah. If you're working with the sacral chakra, you might wear cornelian, an orange crystal. If you're working with the solar plexus chakra, you might wear a yellow one, a yellow crystal, which would be citrine or something of that sort. Working with the heart chakra, you'd wear a green one, which is green jasper of some sort. Working with the throat chakra, you might wear blue solidite, or you might wear lapis. Yeah. And then on this one, it has lapis, but you might work with amethyst for the third eye. Yeah. And then for the crown, you might wear, an amethyst also works for the crown as well. But you might wear like a white crystal, like it's not solidite. What's the white crystal? Y'all, I can't think of it right now. It's just clear quartz, for God's sake. And so you have the colors that correlate with the chakras, and then you have the crystals that correlate with the chakras, yeah? These are ways to clear out your chakras. Another way to heal your chakras is listening to chakra balancing meditations. Wear your crystals, listen to chakra balancing meditations. Get into your bathtub with your hot water. Fill it with Epsom salt. We under salt. You want to put like 6 cups like this in there. Just fill your bath water with Epsom salt. Yeah. And you want to soak in that. Put your headphones on and you want to listen to chakra balancing meditations. A good person who's been around for a while, but his medicine works, is Paul Santisi, Chakra Balancing Meditations. His last name is Santisi or S-I. Santisi. It's Paul Santisi. I'll drop his meditation in the description box for you. Another way that you want to clear your chakras is dancing, opening up the chakras, especially the sacral and the root. You want to move the hips. Dance barefooted outside so that not only are you releasing the energy within the chakras, but you're grounding with the earth. Yeah. So grounding is a good way to do it too. Doing your meditations in the bathtub, water, yeah, or on the earth are both good. Yeah. Because the earth is going to ground you. Water is very healing. Yeah. Somatic massage, where somebody gets in there and they dig deep into the muscles. They dig deep into the fascia because the trauma gets trapped in the fascia of the body. They dig deep into the fascia, releasing the trauma. If you are the masseuse, you need to protect yourself. When you dig deep in there and release that trauma, you want to shake it off. Clean your hands with Florida water. Burn sage or incense. When you massage, you want to massage with protective essential oils because trauma is also transferable, energetically transferable. So massage therapists need to cleanse themselves on a regular basis. Make your own lotion where you have protective essential oils in there so that you're protected from the other person's energy, or wear a black crystal of some sort to protect yourself. Yeah. Also, the root chakra, you can wear black as well. Yeah. So meditations. Yeah. Sound therapy. Each chakra correlates with the frequency. That's why when you see people doing sound therapy, I have the bowls. They have 7 crystal bowls because it's ding, 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 ding. These are the sounds that correlate with the energy centers. I remember I was sitting up under a shaman and he started playing one of those crystal bowls and I could just feel my heart vibrating. And I sat up in the middle of the healing and said, whose heart are you playing with? It was funny. You had to be there for that one to be funny, but it was a story. Yeah. And so you want to work with the 4 elements: water, earth, air, and fire. How do you do that? Water is obvious. Salt water, going into the ocean, feeling like you're in the hands of God when the salt water is around you. Salt water cleanses the energy. The sweat lodge or the sauna, you're working with fire. The sweat lodge detoxifying the body, or the sauna, if you can't get to a sweat lodge, the sauna detoxifying the body. But if you get the opportunity to sit in a sweat lodge, run and go do it. It is magical healing work. Breath work for air. There's certain types of breath work you can do. Breathing, training the diaphragm to go up and down, bringing the energy from the root chakra to the crown chakra via breath work. Yeah. And of course, grounding with the earth. We've already spoke about that. Dancing barefoot on the earth, sitting on the earth while you do your meditations. Earthing is what it's called when you walk barefooted on the earth. It's referred to as earthing. All of these things can heal the energetic body. You have to be intentional about your energetic body. Yeah. So I'm sharing with you about the energetic body and all the tools you can use to heal that energetic body. Meditation is one of your primary things. Listening to the meditations, wearing the crystals to balance out, wearing the colors that you feel. If you have an intuition to wear a certain color, wear it. That's your energetic body speaking to you, saying, I need healing in this area. I need attention. Like I said, the 4 elements: water, air, fire, and earth. Being in water, breath work for earth, the sweat lodge for the fire or the sauna, and grounding for the earth, and breath work for air, I mean. Yeah. So trauma gets stuck in the energetic body, and one can become ill in the physical body, and they can be misdiagnosed and then giving a bunch of medications that dumb their bodies down. Now, this last recommendation that I'm going to share with you is not for everyone. I repeat, it's not for everyone. If you have anything like bipolar or schizophrenia or antisocial personality disorder, narcissism, it does not heal narcissism. I have a video on that where ayahuasca does not heal narcissism. It just makes it worse. So this medicine here is for people who are mentally healthy, but they're just stuck in trauma. I recommend ayahuasca. It is a powerful healing medicine. Yeah, and it's all natural. Well, that's all I have for you today here on Closing the Gap, where we make a conscious effort to meet you where you're at on your healing and your spiritual journey. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode or this segment on how to heal your energetic body and how to remove trauma that gets trapped within your energetic body. Yeah, I hope that I've explained it well enough. If I haven't, and if you would like to know more, I have a recommendation. I'm going to drop the meditation in the description of Paul Santisi and the chakra balancing meditation. When you do the chakra balancing meditation, you want to finish it because so there's a 30-minute one and there's an hour one. Now, if you only have 30 minutes, listen to that, and it will go up each chakra, putting the sound frequency of each chakra within your ear, within your head, and it balances out each chakra. Now, you may feel some emotions, especially I recommend doing this at home in the bathtub. But if you don't, you can do it anywhere, right? You're working and you have your headphones on, you can do it anywhere. But when you get time to sit still and actually listen to the meditations and actually hear the tone frequencies, yeah? But you can do it anywhere. But so if you only have 30 minutes, then do that because you want to finish it. You don't want to stop here And then all these chakras are balanced and going in the right direction, and these up here aren't. So you want to finish. So if you have an hour, I recommend the hour, but you want to finish it from the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. You want to finish it so the energy is going up the spine, yeah? I do have to say this out of integrity, that this is also a way to gently open up your kundalini. Because when you start hearing the frequency here in the root, ding, the kundalini is awakened. Yeah, this is a daily process now. This doesn't happen right away. And the kundalini starts to rise up the chakra system. As it's rising up the chakra system, it's breaking up the trauma. Right? But doing it through meditation is gentle, gently breaking up the trauma. And you have to do it. It has to become a practice. You don't do it just one time and think it breaks up the trauma. It's a practice. Yeah. And once this trauma starts breaking up, your spirit will give you the guiding somewhere to go next. I promise you it will, because your spirit knows the direction to go. It has the keys. It has the secret to your soul's destiny. This is one of the reasons that they say that the Christian church, not anything against the Christian church. My son is getting ready to be a pastor in the military, honey. I have nothing against it. And I don't want nobody coming against my baby, because then they're going to have to face me, and they don't want to do all that. So he's becoming a chaplain in the military. So I'm not going against Christianity in any way. But what I'm saying is that they've said that meditation, that yoga and things of that sort. Yoga is another way to heal, by the way, opening up the energy systems. That meditation and yoga is a sin. Yeah. It's demonic. What they're saying is that when Adam and Eve came together and they ate the fruit of life, eating the fruit of life, the snake came. It resides here in the root chakra. And the snake said, hey, eat the fruit of life. The fruit of life is medicine like ayahuasca or shrooms. But they say it's the apple, but really it said fruit, right? And so it activates the kundalini, which is the snake, and it goes up through the chakras, clearing the trauma, breaking up the energy, coming up to the top of the crown and coming out of the top of the crown, connecting you to your higher self. It's beautiful energy. Anyways, I've tried to put as much as I could within this one video, but if you're interested in more, screenshot this book, get it, and listen to the meditation that I'm about to drop in the description. And yeah, enjoy the journey, because it's certainly a beautiful journey. That's all I have for you today here on Closing the Gap. We make a conscious effort to meet you where you're at on your healing and your spiritual journey. If you like my energy, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment. Drop the 7 hearts, the 7 different colors of the chakras down there. And if you're really feeling my vibe, don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you know the next time I upload. This was a video on how to heal from narcissistic abuse, yeah, by clearing the energetic body. We'll chat with you later here on Closing the Gap. Y'all have a good week.